Good evening and welcome to Chaos in London. Tonight will be our inaugural scene for the werewolf venue, which is just opening. And we will be opening tonight with a moot. Relevant for a number of reasons. First and foremost, this moot's been called to address some troubling information and important information brought by a couple of newcomers. Additionally, there's a number of young Cleath that have appeared in the area for one reason or another, as well as gathering to discuss kind of the direction that the Sept is going to exert their efforts for the foreseeable future. London being a large metropolitan area, there's a lot going on. There is some wilderness factors in the area as well. A lot of forest and farmland, as well as a substantial mining presence in the London area. So with all these different elements to be taken into account, it's been determined that having a moot to discuss and declare where to focus those efforts would be a good idea. And we are going to backdate this scene for the 31st of January, as it was a major celestial lunar event. So the moot is taking place on the night of a supermoon as well as a blood moon. Supermoons are also known as the hunter's moon, since it is a unusually large and bright full moon, making it ideal for hunters to see at night. To that end, as the newcomers are arriving at or around the Sept, at the Bon, they would hear the opening howl. The howls of the Sept of the Hunter's Ale are usually very primal and savage to begin with. This one has tones of ambition, of kind of a territorial tone to it as well. Very uplifting, but also very powerful howl that would echo across the countryside and even into the city. As the Guru of the Sept gather, the newcomers who are known would be kind of guided and invited in, and those who are unknown would, of course, hear it and be drawn to the Bon as well.
Well, I will take the silence as in somebody can start. Well, basically, Shinlo heard about this Sept. A lot of bad things happened to Shinlo, And I mean, he's just been wandering around in the city and whatnot, talking to some Bonarkins and whatnot, been learning the lingo of what if. And now he is about to go to the sept. And when he goes there, he is right now he has something to clear his nerves up, so he has like a joint in his mouth, and basically he is walking to the sept, and he is just basically going to just wait till he's being wait till some like the warder or guardians come to him. But he's not dressed in these little garments no more. He kind of got like baggy jeans and whatnot, gold chain, and he's pretty thugged out. For an Asian kid, he's pretty thugged out. So yeah.
And as Shenlo is sitting there or standing there waiting to be acknowledged, there's another person that walks up. She's a slim woman with long dark hair that's tied up in a ponytail, wearing a backpack and a nice leather jacket. She kind of trudges up, looks at Shenlo, and kind of says, "Oh, hello there. I didn't expect to see other people here already."
He will turn around basically, and you can clearly see that he has a blunt in his mouth, and he's just gonna blow the smoke up in the air and just be like, yeah. So, yeah.
She kind of just raises an eyebrow and then nods. Says, "Okay, have you howled so that the warders or the guardians know that we're here waiting?"
"You want some?" And he'll just like hold it out to her.
She kind of looks at it and says, "No, thank you."
Oh, I'll do that right quick. Yo, yopity yip yip yo yo yo, water guardians, what's up? What up? It's your boy Shenlo.
Yeah. A bit further up from the barn, Cole is also preparing his howl as well, and says probably, damn, that's dank. Probably alongside Shinlo's, and he shouts out, "Hear me, warriors, scholars, fellow enemies of the worm. I'm Cole Skolson, deed named Forged by Fury, born of 2 legs on the full moon, Modi to the Get of Fenris, Cleeth to the nation."
Bruh.
Then hearing Shinlo's howl, he heads in that direction.
Okay, I guess Momon's gonna introduce herself. She is native to London. She is trying to go to Glasswalker set, but she is here today because her mentor brought her along. She's actually fairly cute. She's very shy, and she sees all these people staring at the edge of the bond, and she takes a picture of you, all the group of you, and sends it to a warder via text message.
All right, as you guys are all kind of gathering one spot on the bond, a rather shaggy-looking Silver Fang comes up to you. He's silver, but you can see a lot of patches through his fur where the hide is exposed. Looks very, very heavy, heavily scarred, almost leathery. And as he approaches, you notice that he also is blind. But he kind of turns his head and sniffs towards you. real low voice, she kind of, deep voice kind of grumbles with just a hint of raspiness. Newcomers to the Sept. It is a good night for guests. Even better that you have introduced yourself. Means the Sept and Totem know you. And he kind of turns his head a little bit and sniffs and says, we mustn't miss the opening howl, however. Yes, I can tell. I smell no fools here, and only a fool would announce themselves before intending harm. This way. And he'll turn and begin leading everyone into the forest.
Good thing you didn't smell my dank. And that's what Shinlo say before you walk away.
Cole just kind of coyly looks over and says, "Oh, he smelled it."
You know what I mean, bro? He holds a fist out the bump like, yeah.
The most curious of stargazers, but gives him a fist bump.
September just kind of gives the two of you a strange look before slipping on a pair of sunglasses and following the elder.
All right, so you guys would get into the kind of the Sept proper. The heart of the Sept is actually a extraordinarily large oak tree. Tonight, a number of trailers have been brought in here, and when I say trailer, it's I don't know if any of you have seen those compact houses on trailers. You know, that have kind of become popular. That's what these are. They're not even RVs. These are like legitimate homes built on trailers that have been brought in. There's some that are more traditional. They're done up to look like Tinker's wagons and the Fianna Gypsy Wanderers wagons and stuff. Very brightly colored and traditionally decorated, vines and stuff, but they're very modernized as well. And they're kind of drawn up in a circle along the clearing. There's a fair number of kinfolk gathered as well. And as the opening howl kind of begins to wind down, a fairly tall, dark-haired woman stands in the center as everyone kind of gathers around her. And she raises a hand. Excuse me. The rites master nods to her and she says, before we continue our moot, I felt it appropriate we welcome the newcomers that they might join us. It is a fortunate and very sacred thing that they come to us with proper ceremony to join in the first moot of the new year under a hunter's moon and in the name of the great hunter. We welcome them as guests and brothers and sisters, as well as fellow guru. Newcomers, we heard your introductions from the bond, but if there is anything you wish to add or say on your own behalf before we continue, or any question you feel pertinent to ask before the moot progress, now is the time.
September steps forward and says, I did not give my introduction how, so I'll give my introduction now. She clears her throat, kind of bares her throat for a second. I am September Day, deed named River Runs Clear, born on 2 legs under a half moon. Cleeth of the Black Furies. And then she steps back.
She looks at the warder and she says, Warder, we must be wary. It seems you are hearing things before they're even spoken. That could be dangerous. And then she turns and she says, kind of with a loud laugh to the whole sept, she says, Gaia knows I've got some thoughts I certainly don't need the warder hearing. And a couple of the other women chuckle as well, including the rites master. And she turns back and she says, welcome, sister, to the Sept of the Hunter's Dale.
And she will bow.
To you and to all
bow.
the newcomers, I am Scarlet Calderon, known as Judges the Kings, born under the half moon to 2 legs, and a daughter of the Black Furies. I'm the alpha here, but I would not track rites master, for it is after her lane. She kind of gives a small nod and at least just a hint of baring her throat to the rites master, who turns again and she is the rites master is a redheaded woman, and tonight she's done up with a lot of traditional Fianna temporary tattoos, but you can tell she's got some traditional ones mixed in as well. And she turns and says, welcome, both newcomers and brothers and sisters of the Sept. We thank you and greet you as we prepare to grant blessing to the members and request Hearn's blessing. we prepare to reaffirm to Hearn that we are committed to his cause. That we put our strength in his name. She turns and she says, as we prepare, we gather. Remember that this is not simply a tribal sept. Unusual, especially here in the eldest of lands. Hearn claims no tribe, for he is a hunter. And while the sept is led by the Furies leadership, this is a sept of all hunters. To that end, we don't call tribal spirits tonight. She kind of raises her voice at this and she says, we call instead the brood of Hearn himself. As we summon the wild hunt to strengthen our cairn. And she lets out a very primal howl, which all of you would hear echo in a number of haunting tones from the Umbra as well. And as she she takes out a single single antler from like a shed. She says, and on such a momentous moot as this, we offer a deep and sacred offering. She lays the antler in front of the oak tree and she says, for we offer that which is most sacred to my tribe, to my people. We are the children of Stag, and we offer the bounty that has been given us by Stag. And some of the kinfolk begin to bring out venison. She says, and furthermore, Stag grants his blessing and grants us a lesser spirit. Through barter and chiminage, the spirit has agreed. Such a moot held under a hunter's moon at the sept of the hunter warrants a hunt. And this sacred hunt will be the hunt of the sacred stag. Hearn, call forth your wild hunters and send them that they may pursue the stag until daybreak, or until the waning of your hunter's moon as you see fit. For tonight too will be a blood moon, and a blood moon demands a different hunt. And You would notice a number of spiritual hounds begin to prowl wolves, and if you can see my picture there, that's what it would look like. The wolves there, they're marked with swirls and symbols, guru glyphs, and their eyes seem to have a almost spiritual glow to them, almost a spirit flame. And as the hounds take off, you also see a stag gather, and they pursue the stag into the forest. And as they do, he almost seems to walk out from behind the oak tree, no matter where you're standing. You see a hunter carrying a spear and shield and a horned helm, like you see there. And he walks forth and he says to the race master, "This is a good thing you have done this evening. A worthy offering. We will we gather here and I present myself for tonight. There are newcomers, and it is important they see what exactly it means to be part of the sept of the hunters." And he turns and he says, "A hunter hides in the forest, unseen and unheard. So too does this sept. Those who pass through this bond never existed outside while they are here. There is no trail, there is no path. One does not wander into this forest by accident. Those who leave this sept do so with the hunt coursing in their veins, the fire because we hunt whether he hides in the forests of man or beast, above the earth or below, on this side or the next. We pursue the worm to death or destruction. 1 or 100, we do not flee, and we do not negotiate. He turns and he says, "Those who have been touched by the worm more than others, to them we give honor and recognition as well. Our warder has paid a great price. In his veins will always course the venom of the worm. But with Helios' brutal blessing, he has been cleansed. And while he may not see, No simple claw of a worm servant will pierce his hide again. He turns to one of the other newcomers and he says, "To you, I am given to daughter of thunder." I'm going to step out of character. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tiger. Your character is female, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Thought so, but it's been a while since I checked my notes.
Yeah, now you're good.
You too have paid a price to the worm. And while the exact details will be covered later, know that we honor that price as well. Such sacrifices do not go unnoticed here. And he turns back to the rights master. And then he actually walks back to the tree and he almost casually sits down against the base of the oak tree. And he picks up the staghorn shed and begins to carve it kind of casually. And the rights master nods and sits. We give thanks and honor to the hunter. He is a direct and forthcoming totem. For that we are fortunate. And then she turns and she says, "Let it be known, many have given great power and investment to the Cairn over the last turnings. We thank them for that as well. And then she bows as a broad-shouldered man with dark eyes stands up and approaches, and she says, "Truth Catcher, I surrender control of the mood to you." He turns, walks forward, and picks up what looks to be a femur from an animal. And he stands before everyone and takes it in both hands and snaps it. And he says, "We are here to hear grievances, to discuss policy, and address conduct. Grievances, small and large, can be brought here."
Oh yeah.
Nuke,
Someone's hand shoots up.
he nods.
Wi-Fi would be nice.
And he says, "Very well, we will begin with the impatient one. What is your grievance?"
It's the Wi-Fi. I can't work against the worm without Wi-Fi, and I'm more dangerous to my own kind with a weapon than without. So
Sorry, my headphones came out partway through. I only caught about half of that.
Okay. She'll say, well, Wi-Fi would be nice. I can't work against the worm very well otherwise because I'm more dangerous to my friends than I am to my foes with a weapon. Because she is clumsy.
He nods and he says, "It is a foolish and old mentality that believes the only weapon is a sword." And he kind of gives a little bit of a glance over to the warder. And he says, well, we must remember our roots and remember that many fights are fought tooth and claw or blade in hand. In this day and age, there are other ways to fight. One of our sept goals is to aid your kind, your tribe, and those who would fight in the streets of man. The web. We will offer what we can now to provide amenities. But know that we have not ignored the more progressive requests of your tribe. And we acknowledge that you have skills, merit, and value that has gone unacknowledged.
She'll nod understanding. That's all I have.
He nods to one of the more elder glasswalkers on the sept. And he says, our gatekeeper has informed me as well that we are pleased to announce. And then he stops and he pulls out a little like pocket notebook and he says, you'll forgive me if the technical terminology is not as familiar to me, but we are pleased to announce that the sept now has its own dedicated Wi-Fi network and fiber optic backbone from the city. I'm also told that the Glasswalkers have begun to update the Wikipedia page for the Windsor Forest to encourage tourism to the outer edges rather than having mortals treading close to the bond. He turns and he says, I would like to thank the Alpha as well, for she has begun to make endeavors to address not just this grievance, but the grievances of the Glasswalkers in general. For it's true, they do go unrecognized, perhaps. He turns and he says, back to Moon, and you'll say, do you have any other concerns? And do you feel that your grievance has been inadequately addressed?
It has been adequately addressed. I have no more grievances, thank you. So, who is this speaking again?
This is the Truth Catcher. Brands the Truth. He's a Shadow Lord, Philodox.
Okay. So she's a very nice person, so she's gonna run up and give him a hug and then go sit back down.
He kind of blinks a little bit at that. And he turns and he says, are there any other grievances that wish to be voiced, either by members of the Sept of the Hunter's Dale or by our newcomers?
Cole takes a step forward, and he doesn't speak. He holds his hand out for the bone, respectfully.
He hands it over.
When Cole has it in his hand, he takes a moment and then says, Rias, as one of the newcomers, I wish not to disrespect the Sept and its totem. So, if you may please honor me by telling me what is the ban of our totem, so that I may not offend it. And he will offer the bone back, or rather, to whomever
nods and says, a valid question. For while our rights master and totem touched on it, there are times where rules and laws should be spelled out explicitly so as to avoid any confusion. The great hunter Hearn does not tolerate cowardice or weakness in the face of the worm. Those who are committed to him must always pursue and do battle with the worm's minions, regardless of the odds.
Cole will bow his head and take a step back with the newcomers.
He kind of looks at you and he says, and if my instincts don't deceive me, I suspect that won't be a problem for you in the least.
And he cocks a toothy smirk and nods very sternly, I guess.
He turns as well and says, are there any other grievances to be addressed?
Arlette will step forward and politely hold her hand out for the bone.
He hands it over.
I wish
You
she'll
make
speak.
make a point to switch hands so he is naturally handing it to the hand she still has.
Oh no, she was able to grow back in that scene.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yep, regen.
It did get eaten off for a minute though.
You reach that?
Quick use of this touch.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he hands it over then, and kind
She'll,
of nods to her.
She'll nod respectfully and say, my companion and I marched through the ashes. I've traveled a long way from Hong Kong with a Karen heart. And
Ash stays close to Arlette, but she's still in lupus, so there's a small black wolf with white tipped ears and one single white paw just hanging out at her feet in a very protective manner here.
and I was curious if there were any plans for they'll offer the bone back.
Yeah. Nods and says, "It is indeed a important matter, and one I believe the elf always will expand upon. However, I will offer now that there is one path that we could pursue, although we are open to input for other ones. But we feel it could be beneficial to the current endeavors of the Sept as well. It will allow her to expand upon that when she addresses the Sept. Is that a sufficient answer for you at this time?"
Arlette will just nod and step back to where she was standing originally.
He turns and he says, "Very well then, are there any others?" He circles a couple times, and then he says, "Very well then. I shall issue one of my own. And Elf, I will ask that you, as a fellow half-moon, adjudicate it, since I am the party issuing the grievance. But I must call forth one of my own tribe mates, and it does bring shame to my tribe that I must do so." He turns and he says, "The one known as Joseph Carlyle, born under the full moon to two legs." And he kind of sneers a little bit and he says, "Who claims to be a son of Grandfather Thunder. In front of the Sept of the Hunter's Dale, I have grievance with you. For I have heard your mutterings of disrespect to our cousins, the children of Falcon. And I have heard your mutterings and your gripings to the daughters who lead the sept and the fellow her tribe mates. You object to the leadership and roles entrusted to the children of Falcon. You object to the roles given to the females of the sept. But you do not have the courage to object here. You do so as a coward in the shadows. And you see a younger guy come out from the crowd. And he's kind of arrogant the way he kind of saunters out like he's not in a hurry. And he says, "Truth Catcher, you bring allegations and hearsay. But since you are the one that brought it up, I do have questions that we have granted the roles of Master of the Challenge and of Warder, two important roles, to children of Falcon, who have failed many septs in this area over the years. And I do object that it seems the Alpha plays favorites to the females of the sept. And yes, I voice those objections here, for you have prompted them under hearsay. If you feel that hearsay is sufficient grounds to issue a grievance, then I may have to object to your qualifications as truth catcher as well. And the truth catcher kind of snarls and leans towards him, and before the Alpha steps in between them, she says, "It seems there are questions on how this sept is led. And it seems that those questions should be clarified. You want to call it hearsay, call it what you will. But you're not the only one who likes to mutter in the shadows. And the truth catcher's not the only one who hears those murmurs and rumors of them. Let me be clear. There are a number of females that lead this sept, yes. Because they are the ones who have demonstrated themselves to be most qualified. Because they are not the ones that sit and spread pettiness like a schoolgirl or a child. They're the ones who have taken up the responsibility and done what has to be done. If you feel there is a unusual number of females in leadership here, then perhaps don't look at this sept, but look at others and wonder why there's a discrepancy. I cannot validate that you have indeed made these allegations. I cannot say with certainty that this grievance has truth to it. But I can say that your response lends it credence and certainly gives sufficient grounds should the truth catcher wish to issue a challenge, I would not find any fault in him doing so. If you feel that you are more qualified than a female or a child of Falcon to fulfill a role on this sept, then I suggest that you put yourself forth as a candidate. And if you're not willing to do so, then I suggest you not speak on those others who have taken up that responsibility. For while we have roles filled, we have not yet had anyone fill the role of den parent, nor take up any of the roles as guardian. So if you have objection to how I am leading this sept, sure you're qualified for one of those positions and take up part of the responsibility. I assure you, if you're qualified, it won't matter if you're male or female, it will be your position. It will not matter that you are a child of Grandfather Thunder, but it will be your position. I've recognized your own tribe mate as the truth catcher here. I hold great respect for the camp he hails from as well. And if you genuinely feel he doesn't meet the qualifications as truth catcher, then speak up and issue that grievance. But if his grievance was valid, then I suggest you simply hope that whatever challenge he does issue in response to your disrespect doesn't leave too bad a mark on you. And she turns and says, "Are there any others who have question or wish clarification on how this sept is led? On what sept positions are available or already filled? Or on what I might look for to fill one of them?"
Cole takes a step forward.
She turns to you, and then as she does, she looks back over at the Shadow Lord Joseph, and she says, "Look at that. A newcomer in a Cleath has more courage than you, because when he has a question regarding the leadership, he asks." And she turns to you and she says, "What is it you would ask regarding the sept and its management?"
You mentioned positions needing filling. And while I'm a newcomer to this sept, I'd just like to say that I hope to prove myself worthy of being a guardian.
She turns to you and says, "It's a good role to aspire to, especially when you are a newcomer and younger. It's a role that is open to many. She turns and she chuckles and she says, "In fact, since Joseph here seems to question my decision making on this matter. I'm going to ask that the Wormfoe, the Warder, and the Truth Catcher all determine whether you are qualified for that role, and if not, what we might be required to get you qualified.
I look forward to exceeding your expectations.
Joseph, you'll be pleased to know that is 3 males, one of whom is from your own tribe, that will determine the qualifications of this prospective guardian. Yeah, just kind of nods and he says, as you say, Alpha, I hope that my tribe mate's judgment is true in this matter. And he kind of steps back. The Truth Catcher turns again and he says, do we have any other grievances? Or in fact, questions that should be aired at this point before we proceed, and I'll turn over speaking to the Alpha regarding her policy and conduct. And he kind of turns one turn around the circle. One of the Fianna kinfolk actually steps forward and says, holds out his hand as he's given the bone. He says, I have not so much necessarily a grievance, but a concern. There are kinfolk that reside on the Sept, and we're happy to help produce adequate housing. And he gestures to the trailers. We have found these designs to be convenient as well as comfortable. However, on Sept, there are limited pathways that are adequate for these. We also do not have any place to store additional resources, things such as propane tanks or fuel used to power these. We would ask that perhaps something be established for the comfort and ease of the kinfolk, as well as some trails put in for the convenience of kinfolk and Guru alike who reside in these trailers. And he nods with that and steps back. The Truth Catcher turns to the Alpha. He says, as I've heard no other concerns, I turn over to you, Alpha, that you may address the Sept and ensure that we are all pursuing a unified goal. The Alpha turns to the Sept as a whole and says, in regards to Sept policy, what it is we are pursuing, how we are pursuing it. The fight against the worm is unending. And we must remain stalwart in that fight. We must not divert attention from it, but we must additionally bring attention to other matters. As our kin here has mentioned, we have kinfolk who have needs. Some live here on the Sept and some live in the city. One of our goals at this point is to establish within the city that place of residency, a community for kinfolk and Gru alike that reside there. We currently have a set of row houses, apartments, and condos that are mostly in the lease or ownership of Gru or their kin. That's an endeavor we need to expand. Maybe not a whole borough, but a city block. Culturally unified for the Gru. Second, to touch on our Glasswalkers' concern as well and expand upon them. This Sept has been a bastion for the Gru for many ages. It will continue for many more ages under our care. But what once was a hamlet and a fishing village and then a trading port has grown up to be a vast and sprawling jungle in which the Hamids, whether mortal, kinfolk, or Gru, wage war of a different kind. That is a war that this Sept is not equipped to get involved in. We recognize that. And we respect it, and we respect those who are prepared to pursue that battle. In the name of Gaia and Gru. To that end, concerted, organized efforts will be made to combat the worm in the city, to identify a prospective site in which we can combat the worm more aggressively, indeed drive out the worm and establish a Sept and safe haven under the leadership of our cousins, the Glasswalkers. This effort is not to detract from this Sept, nor to demean in any way what it is this Sept does or stands for. This is an acknowledgement of the gaps in what this Sept provides. An effort to acknowledge those gaps. The tribal leadership of the Glasswalkers have already begun to discuss a prospective hierarchy, to discuss a possible totem or spiritual approach for patronage. This brings me to another point which is related. Our newcomers here have mentioned coming from Hong Kong and bearing a Cairn heart. It is no small matter that one of our cousin Karens fell half a world away. And that only through the actions of these two did the heart survive at all. That heart would make a potent foundation for the Glasswalkers to establish themselves. Additionally, it would help to secure that sept quicker rather than later. We have discussed among ourselves the matter of a Cairn heart. It's a grave matter and one that certainly could warrant a greater moot than this. This goes beyond the area and beyond the tribes. However, tribal leadership does agree that using it to establish a stronger foothold in this region would be prudent. They've been asked to consider the input of those Guru who helped so hard to get the Cairn heart to us. I would ask that we discuss after the moot what the best course of action for that heart would be. These goals are united under one simple fact. This sept, an ancient bastion of power, limits our ability to combat the worm. In the battlefronts of man. Our goal is to reach back into the world of man, to expand and to tighten our hold in the world of man, whether that be business, politics, or even simple physical presence. Living in this sept, disconnecting ourselves has limitations. It's time that we bypass them and reach back into the city. It's a place of Hamids, a place of name breakers and cairn stealers, a place of others. And we must address that and claim at least a portion of it for ourselves, lest we find ourselves surrounded with no place left to reach out. She nods and she says, subsequent to that is a matter of personal conduct. We've seen tonight Guru demonstrate dishonorable and shameful action. We are sept united under one simple goal. We hunt the worm. We respect one another because of that. Part of that respect is recognizing the rules. I expect that those of this sept, when they go into the city, will comport themselves in terms of Hamid society with respect and integrity. I expect that those on this sept comport themselves according to the rules of the sept and of our nation. I expect that those who run on four legs will respect the rules of the territory and the natives, whether they be kinfolk, simple cousin, or indeed guru. She turns and says, does anyone have any questions regarding the sept, our goals, or how we behave and comport ourselves while pursuing them? She'll turn around and say, very well then. Then I relinquish control to Sings with Foxfire so that she may begin to tell our tales. Stories and songs are the lifeblood of who we are. And you see a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman get up, and she begins to recite. It's not quite a poem, not quite a ballad either, though. There's a hint of song to it, but it's also just speech and rhythm. And she tells the tale first of two kin who recently, through great trial and tribulation, came to join the sept. Tells a tale of sacrifice and of doing what is necessary, pursuing the greater good at the expense of immediate pain. She tells tales of cubs coming to the sept, joining the sept, and learning. Some of them approach their rite of passage, some have only just arrived. At this point, if any of you guys have any particular stories or songs that you want to share with her, that they might be announced and recorded. As she continues to tell tales of the guru of the sept itself and its history. And she wraps up fairly grand. As the tales become more and more important, tiny flickers of foxfire dance around, seeming to embellish her stories as well. Before she finally wraps up with the tale telling. And then the hunter stands up with that and begins to get involved as they begin preparing for the revel. Did I have a player looking to share a tale before we advance?
Yeah, Arlette would step forward if given the chance.
Okay.
And she'll explain how herself and Ash were entrusted with the Cairnheart and sent off on the moon bridge, which then collapsed and placed them in a random spot in the Umbra, where they had to find their way through a brush, making a deal with a spirit that resulted in the loss of Arlette's hand temporarily, before being regenerated by Ash. How they made an agreement with two large spirits that resided on the moon. Found themselves in some kind of like Bane war camp. Managed to sneak through most of it, but had to fight one of them before finally making it to London. We managed to finally get here a few days ago. So kind of give the general details to the Galliard and apologize for not being the best storyteller.
The tale singer nods and turns and says, "Let it be known that while a story can be told without art, it can still be a grand story. It is not the method of the telling or the skill of the teller that makes a story grand, but the subject matter. We thank you for this true and accurate story. Know that such a tale must be entered and recorded, for the fall of a cairn is not something that can be forgotten, nor the heroic journey of those who protected and maintained the heart." As she kind of begins wrapping up a little bit with that portion, and you can see some of like the other Gru in the crowd are kind of starting to get pumped up a little bit, like almost like the openers wrapping up their concert at a regular show. They're pressing in closer, they're leaning in, that sort of thing. As she finishes the last of the tales, the Alpha kind of gestures as a number of Gru begin to spar here and there. Sometimes it appears they're doing nothing but sit. And then she finally nods her head and she says, "Very well then. As we gather here, let us not forget that we are Guru, and part of that means we are wolf. So tonight will be about learning to hunt from an expert. And with that, the wild hunt kind of steps up and kind of tugs on the electrical. Sorry, I think I skipped trains of thought twice there. As they begin to kind of gather, she says, "Let us follow the hunters towards the children of the worm." And let us too encourage the mortals to keep their weaver tech away from our sept. And she nods over to the kinfolk at the trailers and she says, kin being the exception, of course. And as everybody is getting worked up, riled up, a fairly large timber wolf kind of emerges from the crowd. And the tail singer nods and says, "Bren's the corrupted, full moon born on 4 legs of the tribe of Red Talons and honored worm foe. We defer to you as I turn over this moot to you and you lead our revelry in the name of Hearn, the great hunter." And the Red Talon just kind of looks back and forth from her to the crowd. Looks to the over again to the master of the howl, who's been standing to the side. And she nods to him. And he just, with a real guttural growl, he says, "Talk too much." And lets out a low rumble. And as he starts to kind of rumble and growl, the master of the howl lets up a very large hunting howl. Just a call to action. And the wormful joins it. And then you see the rest of the Gru taking lupus form as well. And as everyone takes up first their lupus form, they can the wormfoe takes off at a run out of the cairn proper, away from the oak tree and into the forest. And as he does, you would notice a pair of the spiritual wolves from the initial gathering run on either side of him. And he sets up another howl. And just as he does, it's the shadows that had kind of subtly been creeping across the moon gather fully. And the full moon turns blood red as the rest of the lupus take off to clear the bond as well. And I'm going to assume you guys are shifting and joining in the revelry at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ash is ready. Her form was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, Brianna's going to slow shift to Lupus.
Same.
Olivia will do so as well, reluctantly, because she knows she's gonna trip. Yeah. How do you think she got her nickname Moo? It never fails.
All right, as you guys charge out, Hearn's sept is fairly well secured. It's an old sept. The bond is hidden, but as mentioned, things tend to creep along the edge, even with Hearn's blessing keeping it hidden. And I'm going to have everyone who is going out with the revelry as well give me a perception alertness.
Oh, yes.
It's a +2 in lupus to perception, correct?
It's a -2 difficulty.
Oh, okay. Why am I thinking that? It's a 3.
Yeah.
What it's worth for those of you that noticed the very small looking woman in the background, once she is shifted to Lupus, she now it's very much more pronounced because now she doesn't have clothes to cover it up. She doesn't necessarily look injured, but she does look she looks very weak. It doesn't look like she has nearly enough muscle definition as she should. And 2 successes on the perception alertness.
Right.
Standard diff, right?
Like everyone had at least one, huh?
Well, I guess, I mean, like I said, is it standard?
Well, it would be 4 in this case because of your lupus reducing difficulty.
So I have 5.
All right. If I remember how to roll stuff. Ooh. I just don't apparently roll well. 2 successes.
Am I like not in the Hong Kong? Rumor am I losing my mind?
It looks like everyone got at least 2, however. Maybe. Alright, everyone who got 2 or more successes on your perception alertness would see as you guys are running out to the barn, the truth catcher grabs a smaller black wolf and just kind of throws him off to the side, leaving him behind the rest of the pack. None of you saw for sure, but you definitely think it quite possibly was Joseph.
You know what? There's another wolf actually like keeping him from following. Another black wolf who's like growling at him and challenging him.
Joseph, that is?
Yep.
Challenging him?
Okay.
Because September is just like, but fuck this bitch though.
She's going to actually issue a challenge or just kind of get up in his face?
Sorry, headphones came unplugged. But no, it was bad phrasing on my part. She's not like actually showing a challenge. She's just like growling and snapping at him.
Okay.
Just being very aggressive in his face.
So she's just getting up in his face, punking him because she knows he's a bitch.
Mm-hmm. And he insulted her tribe, so.
And he kind of tries to snap back, but you know it's kind of seems a little bit half-hearted. You know, he's fired up, but kind of got put in his place too. So it's, you know, he's a little bit hesitant too. Plus, he's kind of not sure of what your intention is here. Are you know, is this just vocal, or are you looking for a fight?
After like he's gotten the message, she'll end up turning and following the group.
Okay.
When she turns around, she'll make sure she'll kick dirt on him though.
Okay. He goes as well, but he does kind of slant off at a different direction. All right. And the spawn itself is again relatively clear.
Okay.
And yeah. However, there's a fair number of smaller banes and that sort of thing that kind of are swirling around. A lot of hunger banes in the area.
We have a ban to uphold, ladies and gents.
Have a ban to uphold. Let's get it. Do we just want to say the players start to magically run together?
No, actually, it's not going to even be that much of an issue. Because the wormful will kind of drop back and kind of just use his shoulder to push you guys together.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
And yeah, actually, I need a Dex Athletics from Moon as he kind of shoulder checks her.
Oh God.
I'm going to
One, three.
go for
I'm gonna
this
stop it
one,
now.
I think.
Oh,
Okay, so instead of just like falling over, she does like a little smooth roll.
Tuck and roll.
Can Brianna pick her up and kind of keep her up with the pack?
She literally has a flaw that is called clumsy. She has to make checks fairly often to not just trip on nothing.
Oh no!
Yeah, but if she's down, can I pick her back up?
Oh yeah, like no, like she got successes on her check, so instead of just where she's able to roll over and keep going with no problem.
So she tumbles, but she gets back up and carries her momentum through. Not
Yeah.
terribly. It looks like more luck than grace, though.
Yeah.
And as the wormful heads back up to the front of the pack, the rights master drops back to you guys, and as you guys continue to run, says, "Ren's the corrupted is of few words, but as you are all relatively newcomers, he was assigning you to one another. Work as a pack, and he will observe, as will many of the others of the Sept. Should this go well for the group of you as a pack, I will assist you after in seeking a totem and formalizing your pack. But for now, she kind of stops or slows down and lets out a bit of a howl, and she says, "We hunt."
Moon kind of just sighs.
Okay, well that's happening today. All right.
John,
Yes.
if you allow us to activate gifts prior to combat, during the run, Cole will scrape his Krynos claws against the ground to activate Razor Claws.
Okay.
Yep.
I will allow that.
Thank you, sir.
Does anyone know the roll for Luna's armor off the top of their head? Armor, sorry.
Stamina survival difficulty 6.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen.
You know that in 2 seconds flat.
I used it a lot on another character.
That's like, I know the aura roll. Strength the aura reading roll simply from how many times Holly asked it in our tabletop.
It's like Tiger knowing the insane mode.
It
Well, like,
does cost you a gnosis, though, just letting you know, Tiger.
okay, cool. That's fine. Hey, guess who forgot to buy up survival?
Aw,
Is it
shit.
you?
It's fine.
That's just a recommendation.
Yeah. That increases my death by I think 1 or 2. So, alright, I'll roll to activate the Lumizan. I got a success. Hooray!
Okay. Excellent.
All right. Well, and as everybody kind of continues to split off in groups and hunt, you guys find yourself face to face with this thing.
Oh, that's right.
Man, these new Pokemon are getting dark.
Right?
I'm gonna sense Wormit
That's
just
good.
in case.
Yeah.
If that's anything but warm, we have a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the
It-
wild is that could easily be a creature of the wild. Like, let's be real here.
Look, we're humans trying to tell us how to look. Spirits got their own shit going on.
Right. Okay. Just pull out an old character sheet so I can look at form modifiers here instead of.
Okay. No, I'm assuming not.
We can go ahead and roll initiative too, I suppose. Get that out of the way.
Probably a good idea.
I was gonna ask is if I picked Brianna up and used her as a weapon, if I could use melee instead of brawl, but nah, I wouldn't be that.
Brianna would do like no damage.
Thing is athletic.
Like,
I
No,
mean,
she's just gotta slash as I hit it with you. You just gotta slash it.
I was
like
gonna-
you have no idea. These metas deformities I picked. I'm kind of
God
proud
damn it,
of this
Ted.
one.
Did you take double jeopardy?
Yeah, I took double jeopardy.
God damn it, Tim.
Hot.
Plus
Yeah, I was that bitch.
You hit every branch down the worm tree.
It's not the worm. It's not the worm. Calm down.
So I have an 18 for initiative for whoever I'm playing. I can't remember her name.
September day.
September?
Yeah, September. We'll just call her Tem.
Okay, that's going to set the stage for this character and her entire life up until this point. I rolled a 1.
Oh shit!
and it all makes sense.
Yep.
Did she trip? Did she trip? 'Cause-
I mean, I guess. Shit.
oh my goodness, Roman doesn't feel as bad.
15. Oh shoot. Are we having an Arun like finish out here?
Oh, you got 17 as well.
Wait. This is a momentous occasion. I'm actually going first in initiative for once.
Right?
The promised time has come.
It's a spirit of the fray is coming.
You know, I don't
Next
care.
game.
Like, if I have to kill a spirit, I'm getting fucking Spirit of the Fray on this character.
Hey, one of my best combat characters this date was a Ragabash. So
Oh, by the way, Holly, to determine who goes first between the two of us, do we have a standard way of doing that here? I'm used to, who has Dex higher first, and then who has.
That's how we usually do
base
it.
decks.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
My base dex is 3.
My base is 4.
All right, so you go first.
Alrighty. We ready to go, or are we waiting on anybody?
I think we are ready.
Oh god, that thing's ugly.
Alrighty, so we is there just one of these bad boys, or?
Yes. And it is bigger than a Krynos, just to give you a sense of scale.
Hot. I don't have overconfidence, but I'm gonna pretend like I do.
You don't need the points to play out the flaw.
You right.
Um,
I'm gonna Krynos growl at it, and I'm gonna run in and
I
hit
don't.
it.
It's my character's
Yeah,
turn first.
I got September beat you out by 1. So September gets to act, and then
Oh wow, I'm got an 18. Jesus fuck, I'm sorry.
Right? So I said,
Right.
holy crap.
I'm doing the initiative tracker. Okay, yeah, I think the initiative
ahead.
tracker's done.
so everyone except Brianna acts before it too.
Yeah.
So she's in Hispo. She's going to. So like, how is the pack running? Could I see like that I had the runes on my side, like on the sides of me, or that they're right there where I don't need to be the first to charge this thing.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
fine.
there. Okay. So
I mean,
she's
it's
going
not
to-
like this thing snuck up on you guys. You saw it coming.
she's
Right.
going to.
Yeah, they had time to activate Razor Claws and Shift.
What she's going to do is she's going to take like a flying leap, but it's aimed like slightly to the side so like she can snap at it and get its attention away from them.
Okay.
And I'm assuming Dex Brawl.
Yes.
5, 6. Those flanking bonuses are nice. She botched. No, she didn't botch. She just got no successes because she did technically have a success, but ones.
All right. Well, she misses and goes flying past.
I'm a flying wolf.
Which then advances us to Cole.
Alrighty, start of my turn. I'm declaring that Cole is dropping 3 rage for extra actions. So
Okay.
is okay that. And then he gonna hit it real good. That is 10 to. Let me see something real quick. There we go. Yeah. And oh, shit. That is 8 successes. That's 1 to 7. Plus 2 from Razor Claws is 9. Plus Krynos strength. It's hot. That is 6 ag.
All right.
Whose go is it?
I gotta roll a soak for 6 egg. And
Okay.
then-
Oh
Wow, you
shit!
soaked 5 of it.
Damn.
I see how Discord feels about you guys tonight.
Oh, you soaked
How does?
1, 2, 4 of it. That one cancels out a success.
Ones don't cancel on damage or soak.
Oh well, then I have different successes. I apologize.
Perfect. Let's update that then, and we'll update accordingly.
That is 8 successes then.
All right. So
Uh,
8.
Just from my notes, ones don't cancel out on what in damage?
Soak and damage.
That's hot.
It's just straight successes.
Hot.
And typically those are diff 6 unless a specific ability is going to alter that.
What do you mean for the attack?
No, for damage and soak.
Oh yeah, you gotcha.
Did you mess this guy's?
All right,
turn up?
so we had
Ash next.
and we 8 soak 5 leaves us with 3. All right, yep. Ash will be next up.
Well, I am going in with claws. I obviously don't want to hit my pals here. So let's see. Come on. Okay, does my primal specialty count for claws?
Yes.
With razor claws, it's a div 5. Okay, so 1. Let's see. 6. 4. Fucking 1.
4 to hit.
Well, that's a 6
Yeah.
if your specialty comes into play.
Well, I counted because 10s are 2, yeah, so 2, but it would still be 5. So 2, 4, 5, 6, and then I had 2 1s, so it's 4.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Well, that
Late
still
to
hits because he's not
Yep.
dead dodging. So
Okay, so let's see. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright, so 3. And that will advance us to Arlet.
I'm abiding in his phone.
Alrighty.
I got 2 successes to hit.
Does hit.
Uh, 3 egg.
And as soon as Discord catches up to us. I know how Bruce Wayne felt, always waiting on a sidekick.
I don't know why it lags for you. I've never seen it lag for anyone else like that.
Oh, whose turn are we on?
You're still
I'm
on
waiting
our
on a
last.
dice roller. It was doing this the other night to all of us in the mage scene.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was doing good a minute ago too.
Yeah, it literally instantly rolled for me.
That's weird.
You want to try it in general real quick?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Wow.
That time it came through.
Yeah, I switched over to doing a web browser rather than through that actual program. Which makes no sense. It should actually be slower on a browser, one would think, but
You haven't sacrificed to the Discord gods enough.
keeping Google happy though. Yeah, and Tiger did at least do one. So we have Moon and then the Bane.
We're going to actually get initiative before the Bane? What?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I guess she can bite it. Be good spell. Right. That's. Mm-hmm.
You got 3 successes.
I got 3 successes. Yay!
Nice. That's nice.
Okay.
And it is not dodging, just so you know.
And I got 3 successes, so that's total.
Uh, 2 eggs. Or does Lupus form do lethal or ag? I can't remember.
Lethal, if memory serves. Unless you're Hamid. If you're Hamid, it does ag. I remember now.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Lupus attacks if they do lethal or ag.
Oh, in Hamid it's bashing. Anything done in Krynos, I believe, is ag.
Oh.
And I think in Lupus, I think you are correct. I think that is a. Oh, here I got a book. I'll just go look.
Books are good.
I mean, I know this guy who swears by books.
Oh, and game terms, a Lupus form grew from bite for aggravated damage, but inflicts only lethal with his claws.
Here
He's
you go.
Where did you find that? Just so I know.
289
What's that?
in W20.
So what's going on now?
Moon bit the thing and dealt 2 ag, assuming it doesn't soak in.
It soaks all of it that time.
Archivash, guys.
That's fine. Let's see. It is going to. Here's a blast on. This is where it gets from. Just fantastic. Oh, excuse me. Three. Where'd my book go? Where'd my page go? That is 3 aggravated damage to Cole.
Let's do it.
So you can roll to soak, should you so wish.
3 there. Let me scroll up here. Stamina in Krynos is 7. You said ones don't cancel.
Correct.
2, 6. Alrighty. Soak 4. So good to go.
Yes, you are. Which then advances us to Brianna's action.
Alrighty. First rage action. Go smack it.
Jim
Sorry.
around, or did we lose Jim?
Oh shit! Sorry.
Nope, I'm here. My bad.
Oh, that's all right. I might have
Back up.
mumbled. Yes, it is you.
Awesome. Can I get the flank on it?
Sure.
Awesome. What Brianna is going to get it on the flank. Is it side or rear, by the way?
Wherever you want to get to. I mean, the thing looks like that, and it's bigger than a Krynos. So
Cool. I'll go for a rear flank. She's gonna get right up behind it, and I'm gonna so love saying this repeatedly. She's going to relax to Krynos.
I love you too.
And she's gonna smack this motherfucker.
all right.
Okay, there's 5 successes on the hit. And then, alrighty. That's going to be 9 ag.
Whew.
Boy, that fly is really killing you on that one.
I got a really good attack roll in my defense. Also, it may be a shittier Krynos form, but it's still a Krynos form. By the way, she has a much smaller Krynos form. It doesn't look like her muscles are as developed as they should. Instead of being 9 feet, she's about 8.
All right, then we move to Cole's rage actions.
Oh, I spent a rage.
Who spent a rage?
I did. I'll spend a rage for next action because fuck it.
Okay. I can. So we'll go with Cole's rage actions first, and then yours.
Okay.
No, he'll get his first one, and we'll go to yours, and he gets his last 2. Because he got a little carried away.
Wow, that is 5, 6, 7. 7 success because of the 10s.
All right. Yeah, as long as you got a specialty that applies, those 10s are great.
Oh yeah, sorry. Brawl for claws.
Yep, that'll work.
Alrighty, and that is +2.
I recommend that after the scene you update that brawl specialty to be primal weapons or natural weapons, because then it applies for your bite and your claws.
Okay, sorry, I'm used to it being done differently.
That's fine. I'm pretty flexible on my specialties, so yeah, I'll let you update that after the scene. And
oh, thank you.
no sense shortchanging yourself just because you didn't know.
Alrighty, so that is 6 +2 for Razor Claws plus Strength 14. 6 is 7 ag.
And it soaks 4 of it. Alright, so then we go to Brianna's rage action. And then we will come back to Cole for his last 2.
Second verse, same as the first, coming for that ass. Okay, there's 5 more successes. Alrighty.
That'll work, I guess.
Jesus, dude.
I'm surprised too, man. And that's 5 ag.
So this confirms it, Tim. All of your characters, even your non-combat characters, are combat characters.
Yo, Brianna has Brawl 2, she has Brawl 2, 2 decks. Oh, God.
Like I said, even if they're non-combat characters.
I'll tell you one of her metas performed is after the scene, because it's great.
All right. So we have 2 more actions by Cole.
Yep. Let me just scroll up and copy paste my attack roll. So that is 6. Take away is 5. Same damage from 13 instead of 14. Oh shit! No, that was difficulty 5. Excuse me. Difficulty 6. So I
It
apologize.
actually doesn't matter if you look. There's no 5s in there, so.
Right. So that's 4 successes. I put the F1 on accident because I'm adjusting to that once. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Whew.
Well, he soaks all of it on that one.
Alrighty. Last attack. Last rage action. Is 8 successes.
Dear God.
7, 8, 9. That's 15, 8, 10. Less than or equal to 6. 7. 7 ag.
So it's 4 of it. And we move back to top of round to September.
All right. Same, Holly, same. I'm going to spend 2 rage. Puts me at... Okay. And then, so since I launched myself at this thing and missed, does that mean I can turn around and charge at it from behind?
Yes.
Okay. Will that give me a flanking bonus?
Yes.
Awesome. So she's going to bite at it. Let me find the correct Discord. I don't think I can roll in some random other Discord.
I mean, if you want.
So, 6, 10. Let's try it in general then. God damn it, and then I went through late. Well, since it lagged, I ended up doing 2 rolls. One got 2 successes, and the other got 6 successes. So I'll take the 2 successes since that was technically the one I rolled first.
Okay. That's actually the only one I see, so.
The other one's in general because it didn't roll because it
Fair
lagged
enough.
out. So that's 1 roll over plus 1 for Dispo Bite plus 5. And that is 3 ag. As she just comes around out of the back and slams into it from behind, tearing at it with her teeth.
All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, these silk rolls have turned about rather quickly.
Let me tell you at that time. Tim, do you remember that time I was rolling like 12 soak successes when I was storytelling? Like every round?
That will move us to Cole then to act.
Doke. Going to only spend one rage this time. And I'm going to smack it. Foes. Four successes.
Maybe.
That is 3 plus 2 is 5. Strength is 7. That is 5 ag coming at you. If only I had a damage specialty. Look at those 10s. Oh my god.
All right. Then we're going to move to Ash.
All right. I'm going after him with claws, but apparently Discord is being special here, so I just need to wait for it to. There we go.
Don't forget rage.
I know. I'm gonna drop 1 rage here for an extra action, too. I'm just double counting my things. Worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, 2. I hate you ones. I have 2 to hit. Dodging.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where you rolled because you're being difficult and rolling in a different.
She rolled in the general.
It's not dodging, no.
I didn't know that there was different things. I guess I'm just dumb. Okay.
What's that?
That's 2.
Oh.
Seriously, computer? Come on. One, 2, 3, 3. Wow.
3 damage.
Yep.
And 5 to Shulk. So we move to Arlette. This Ash is getting bent over on silk rolls too.
Alright. Has anybody gotten hit by this thing yet?
It did. Cole was hit, but he soaked it, so no one has taken damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna rip this thing's tentacles off or something. Like,
In that case, I'm going to spend 2 rage for extra actions. I'm gonna move to get a side flank if that's cool.
Say that again.
I'm gonna move to get a side flank on it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna go for a bite.
Nom nom worm creature.
Kinda does a body good. Does flanking add dice or reduce difficulty in a werewolf?
Reduces difficulty.
Okay. And a side flank's just reduced by 1?
Correct.
Okay, cool. I'll take my 5 to 4. Oh no, that's way too many dice.
How many did you experience?
Like 8 billion, 888 million, something. Uh, 4 successes to hit. Imagine.
It's not dodging, so
Okay. And out of all those dice, 2 of those were successes, so 2 ag coming at it.
no. I mean,
That's really valuable.
he soaks 3 of them. And you spent 2 rage, correct?
Yes.
And that brings us to Moon Moon.
She'll attempt to bite him again. Okay.
You failed.
Right.
Didn't bunch, but you failed.
Alright, well, that will bring us to this creature then. Which means he is going to, at this point, lash out with his 3 tentacles. He, she, it, whatever it is.
It's hentai time.
Oh, buddy.
And it'll be Cole, Ash, and Arlette in that order. This is at Cole. 1 to hit on Cole. They apparently can't math. That's okay. Why would I want to do that? Only math, right?
It's all right. I'm the Arun. Give me all the successes.
Well, I was rolling the each to hit quick. That's 3 on Ash. I apparently am jacking it all up. I stand corrected. That's 2 successes on Ash and 2 on Arlette. And all of you have a rage action this round. Is anyone going to spend their rage to attempt to dodge? And forego their
I'm
rage
sorry.
action.
When are you doing the rage declarations? Are you doing it at the top of the round or at the top of people's actions?
Top of action.
Okay.
So,
I'll use
it's
one of mine
coming
to dodge.
at me with a tentacle.
Yes. It's got 2 successes, so coming at you.
And I try to swat it away with claws,
Okay.
being as I have the extra action.
It'll be
That's
a
blocking.
turn.
That's a maneuver. In fact, I think I have the page open to it.
I used one of mine to dodge, and I got 4 successes.
That would be blocking, using a body part to deflect an incoming blow. Dex plus brawl.
Difficulty ranges.
Tiger's over here like,
Alright.
Olay, motherfucker!
I would say that's a diff 5 to block.
Okay. Nine. You said Dex Brawl.
Correct. It's 5 successes.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 5.
Okay. Yeah, that will definitely block it. So you're good. So then we have Cole and Arlette yet.
Arlette dodged it. I got 4 successes and used one of my extra actions.
Okay. Is Cole going to dodge it, or is he using his rage action, or is he going to take it?
Oh, he's gonna take it.
All right, well, I respect your stance on the matter.
I am an Arun. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
It'll be 3 aggravated.
Soaked.
Nice work. Which means then we swing to Brianna.
Oh, it's swinging at Brianna too?
No, it's to you.
Okay. I'm going to hit this motherfucker again and I'm spending a rage.
Spend their rage for an extra action and taking a pop.
Okay, there's 1 success. Only 1 damage.
All right. Just soaked that 1 damage. So then we swing back to Cole for a rage action, followed by Arlette, followed by Brianna.
I did spend rage as well.
Yeah.
My
I spent
apologies. Okay. Then we will start with September, then to Cole, then Arlette, then Brianna.
Okay. So I'm gonna do another bite. Since I'm basically on top, like leaped on it from behind, I'm assuming I lose my flanking bonus.
Correct.
Okay. Where the fuck is my attack? Okay. That is 5 successes for a bite.
Whew.
Oh, that'll hit.
Okay. So 4 roll over. All right. Not missing anything there. Bites are just standard +1, or are they +2? In Hispo.
His spell, they're +2.
Awesome. That's 11 dice. Six successes. 6 ag. Because I'm a fucking Black Fury, motherfucker. Bring it.
Like they're already.
So it takes 2. All right, then we go to Cole, followed by Arlette.
With the claws again. Giggity. That is 4 successes. 3, 4, 5. Actually, I may have been doing this wrong for the past every attack I've made. Is it +1 in Krynos to claw attacks? Or +10?
Kryno,
I've been doing
Damage?
plus
It's diff 5. And then I think it's +2 to damage.
It's +2 with Razor Claws active, but I didn't know if just innately that's +1 damage for using Krynos Claws.
innately there is a bonus, but I don't know. It's weird because on the character sheet
Well,
for
okay.
it says +1, but in the book it'll say +2.
Yeah.
ST?
Well, it says attacks do additional dice of
Yeah.
damage.
Claws are listed as strength +1.
Strength +1. Alrighty then.
So you get an additional +2 on top of that
Yep.
for the Razor Claws.
Alrighty. So that is going to be 3 plus 6 plus. Alrighty. D10. 3, 2, 6. It's 7 ag. Holy shit.
Nice.
So it takes 4. Then we have Arlette, followed by Brianna.
Alrighty, rage actions. Let's keep swinging at this motherfucker.
So can I use a gift as my rage action if it doesn't require gnosis?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. I don't know how I missed, but I missed. It's moving
okay.
around too much. Brianna
It's
tries.
okay. It's not your turn yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying it was Brianna's turn.
I was just listing the next couple people.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad, Tiger.
No, you're good, man. So I'm going to use Fatal Flaw on it.
Okay.
What is its wits plus subterfuge? Because that determines my difficulty.
Good question. Well, I'm going to go with 8.
8? Okay. Can I spend a willpower?
Sure.
Cool. With the willpower, I got 2 successes, so for whenever I'm dealing with this thing in combat, I'll have a +1 damage die.
Okay.
And no, that was Brianna's turn.
Yep. Sorry about that again, Tiger.
No, man, you're good.
She gonna try to swing at it.
Okay. Well, hopefully we have better success this time.
Yeah, right.
I believe in you.
Are these still rage actions, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, hey, there's 2 successes.
Oh, that's gonna hit. So
Ooh, that's only 2 successes.
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
You still did damage. Hey.
All right, so then we come back to September for the last rage action.
Tim,
Hey.
do you know how mad I'd be if like that was its last health?
Oh, I did it. I rolled 666.
Nice.
2 successes.
Okay.
Right, so that's 8 dice for damage. 4 successes for damage. 4 ag. You know, Tim, you always say even non-combat or combat characters. Now I actually remember what you mean.
These dice seem to have done a 180 on me.
I'm glad.
All right, and then it's September's action again. Is chop around.
Let's repeat, rinse, and repeat. 5 successes this time.
On damage or to hit?
On to hit.
Oh, you're good.
I rolled 1 success on 11 dice.
Eesh.
Are you kidding me? I'm also not spending V rage this turn to clarify.
All right. Well,
And now
then,
it is an idiot gets 5.
then we move to Cole.
She flexes her pecs and just ding. No. But real quick, with rage rules here, do we gain a rage for entering combat?
Yes, if you were down rage.
Okay. I have a rage to spend, so I will spend 1 rage and claw it. That is 5 successes because of the 10s. So 4, 7 plus 6. Yep. So that's a 13d10. That's equal to 6. 7 ag. Ugh! Look at that.
That's brutal. All right. Well, then it goes to Ash.
All right. Claws it is. Ooh. And you said my primal counts?
Yep.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to hit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
Give it the D.
Is it dodging?
No.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
For a second, I skipped right to the 83, and I was just like mystified.
Right?
Did you kill it?
It's getting damn close. You guys can see that. It's
Oh,
starting
one.
to.
I'm spending a rage 2 for an extra action here,
Sure.
so don't forget.
Then we move to Arlette.
I would also like to spend a rage for an extra action, and I'm gonna go ahead and bite it again.
So if we kill this thing without anyone having suffered damage, like that they didn't soak, like if we took damage with soak, does that count for renown?
Five successes to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah. And Fatal Bullet gives me an extra die, and on his folks, my bite does an extra die. That's cool. And out of 12 dice, only 4 of those were successes. For Ag.
And it's to Moon because it's soaked 4.
I gotta be kidding me. Alright.
Moon, just gonna turn by it again.
You got a success?
Maybe I could do some damage.
Check this out.
Let's see.
Let's rank this one.
Plus 1, 2. My strength is not 32. Plus 1 from being in the.
This one. Okay. You got a success. 1 egg.
1 egg. It's gonna soak it.
It does soak it. That's true.
Oh. See, this is why you guys don't bring Moon Moon along.
That's why we have to give Moon Moon a high caliber rifle first.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I have ideas.
No. No.
Yes. I'm bringing it back.
Jesus.
Ridiculous.
I'll tell you after the scene.
Yeah.
Is it? Did you go already, Ken?
Yeah, she dealt
Okay.
an ag and it was so
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's very difficult to hear you. That's why.
Yeah, so it's to the things action here. And I gotta swing at September 1st. Ooh. Wait, did you spend a rage? I don't think so.
Nope.
I just spend a rage.
I didn't think Joey did, though. That's what I was asking.
Oh,
So,
I thought you said Tiger. Sorry.
Joey, I have...
It's alright. I got 6 stamina.
Two egg coming at you.
It's okay.
Well done.
September just kind of laughs. Lupus laughs as it tries to hurt her. And she's like, not today.
Tiger, I got 2 coming at you if you want to use your rage to dodge or if you want to take it.
I'll take it. I'll probably regret it, but I'll take it.
To be fair, this is the same dice pool I just rolled 2 on.
Fair enough.
Did not roll 2 this time, however.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Golly.
gee.
So that is
You got
6
this,
egg
Tiger.
coming at you.
All right.
You got
You can
this.
soak it.
Yeah, I can. I'm in his boat. I can't soak it, and I do have Linda's armor up, so
You can do it.
at least all for one.
Get it.
Good. All right.
Make use of
I
that.
took 3 of it.
All right, I need a willpower roll from you.
Oh my god. All right.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah. What is my difficulty?
Standard.
Got 3 successes.
All right, then you're good.
You don't suddenly turn on us and kill all of us. Now, is it attacking someone or is it Brianna's turn?
All right, it will be Brianna's turn.
Alrighty. Swinging away. Spending another rage. My last rage. In this game, does it have to be running out of rage and willpower to lose the wolf, or just rage?
I believe it's willpower and rage per the book.
Alright. I just know, I'm just asking because I've seen some people house rule it where it's just rage.
I don't really see a need to make a house rule if the book has a rule.
I mean, you
That's
ain't
true.
wrong, but
I feel like someone else already did that work for me.
Hey, Joey reminded me that I got back the rage I just spent.
there's 4
Nice.
To hit or damage?
damage. I'm sorry. 3 to hit, and then 4 to damage. Damn. Damn. Damn.
These
Damn.
dice are fucking ragged bashes today.
Yeah.
Merciless.
I'm getting flashbacks now, Tim.
Yeah,
I'm getting
same.
flashbacks.
All right, so we're
PTSD has been triggered.
Cole spent a rage, correct?
Tim did too.
I did spin rage.
And
No, I didn't spend one.
yeah, Cole is the first one on the.
Oh, I apologize. I thought
So
Tim did.
it's you.
Two, five, one. Yeah, clawing it. Whatcha? 6 successes. 5, 6, 7, 8 plus strength is 14. And let's equal to 6. Booyakasha 10.
Soak that shit, motherfucker.
Somehow he soaks 10 with an 8 dice pool.
Knowing Discord. Yeah, look
Oh
at that.
my god.
7 out of
Tim?
the 10.
You jinxed it,
I'm
Tim.
starting to feel bad about this.
Yo, does this thing even look hurt?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not feeling good.
This is not going to be a war pack, it seems.
So then we go to Ash and then Arlette.
Okay. Discord is being special for me again, so I just want to rip its head off and call it good, but
Well, we can't use pack tactics, can we? Because we're not technically a pack yet.
I got my claws rolling here. Ooh. I got 5 to hit. Yay for 10s.
Holy shit.
Ow. Auga. Our only Galliard dropped out a while ago.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's not dodging.
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I'm not celebrating yet. That's exactly why I shouldn't have
6
celebrated.
Hey, he took some.
Soaked 4 of them.
At least he took some this time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Alright.
So then it's Arlette.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not too good at small fish at the moment. I've just got some live line. See if I can pick up something. Probably just a few inches long is what I'm after.
4 to hit.
There you go. I'm ready now. It's a Tetragramopterus, sometimes collected for aquarium.
Seven ag coming at it.
Whew.
Don't celebrate yet.
Yeah.
John? Well, that's not good.
All right, the ST is gone. So when we kill it, how do you kill it? It soaks nothing. There are no STs here to stop us.
Oh, I think their internet crashed because Holly's disappearing too.
Oh,
Well.
shit.
Rest in peace.
You still get like 5 minutes before scene ends
Yeah.
if they don't get back in time.
I just would hope. I just hope we don't have to do a continuation because I hate being scene locked.
While they're here, I don't think they were a significant factor at all. Lost my back to the table. Still, the lethal weaponry deployed by even small fish here indicate how unforgiving life beneath the surface is. Although the disaster happened more than 30 years ago, I'm hoping some.
Oh, yep, their interlopes crashed.
Still very much alive. But I still haven't spoken to an actual eyewitness.
So when they get back, we tell them we killed 100 worm creatures and we all got enough renown from it to hit rank 3, right?
Yes.
Oh shit, we're still alive. Our seditious plans have been discovered. Oh no.
Only if you watch us the scene after. We're good.
Yeah. It's been, what, a 2-hour thing? I don't think I'll watch the whole way through.
Now, I know you can't see it now, but if you go back and watch, I was looking at its legs because I noticed it had 6 legs. And poking out from the back of this creature is like a fourth mouth. It has an ass mouth.
Oh, good. John's back in time. Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about.
You see the ass mouth?
All right, I am back.
Holy shit, it does. It's amazing.
Sorry, John. I was pointing out that this worm creature has an ass mouth.
So while you were gone, we killed 100 other worm creatures, and we now have enough renown to hit rank 3. Evidently, we have hepatitis C too.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't even remember whose action it is, to be honest. I think Arlette was about to take a rage action.
Arlette just did damage, and yeah.
I got like 7 into it before, so.
Yeah, it needs to soak the 7.
Please do not soak the 7. Soak 0.
Oh, Jesus! What in the John? Stop it!
God damn it!
We can blame Joey on that one.
It's official. I'm getting flashbacks now. Long story short, don't ever give your NPCs 15 dice of soak.
I'll always do that. I hate everyone.
Looking at getting an amazing iPhone 8.
Yeah.
Now you can leave one iPhone 8 with the other one on Sprint.
And you get the.
All right, so I believe Tim had an action next.
I did spin a rage. Yep.
Yep. So you have your rage action, and then we go back to top.
Alrighty. Hey, there's one success. Then 2.
I swear if it doesn't soak the 2, but it's soaked the 7.
So 3.
I was about to say, I was gonna like wait till this is over, look at the moon, get all my rage back, and then go. You know,
Kinda.
I challenge you, Brianna. This is bullshit.
Damn, alright.
No, not really, but you know.
Are we back at the top?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna spend the rage and do my thing. 3 successes. I'm assuming it's not dodging.
It is not dodging, no.
Uh, 6 damage. 6 ag. And I did say I was spending a rage, right? I'm not going crazy.
Yes, I heard you say something about rage.
Awesome.
Jesus Christ.
This is just uncanny at this point, John.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say here.
I'm broken. I'm broken. I'm broken.
All right.
Fucking dice generator is fucking copying values and shit. John, from now on, I'll be rolling my dice by physically rolling them, and I'll just video it and send it to you via Facebook.
There's just a roll
So-
one. This is nicer.
With that, it's Cole's turn. I'm going to spend my very last rage for an extra action and make an attack.
See, Kim, you say rolls is nicer, but I seem to remember that time someone rolled 5 ones on a dice pool of 5.
That was the thing. You'll make a botch.
Splat with the
Yeah,
birdie.
put the dice cover in.
Successes, 5, 6,
No,
7,
that
8.
he was
Remember she did that like 3 times in a row, and like twice she put the dice code in wrong.
8 ag.
Challenge accepted.
You have a dice pool of 8. If you do this, I'm going to get like a real life point of rage.
Yeah, for real.
Here we
Okay. You finally got damage through. This is why we all need fetish weapons, to be honest.
And it's dead.
I'll think about
Yeah,
it.
buddy.
Son of
Is
a
it
bitch!
collapses down into
That
a
reminded me of something, Joey.
mess of
Okay.
black sludge that slowly dissipates into the umbra.
I'm gonna give a victory howl.
Right.
That seems like a reasonable response.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna teabag where it went, like where it disappeared, because I don't have balls.
And there's 2 glass walkers in your group, so they both know exactly what you're doing.
Cole's going to shake the muck off of his claws and lend his voice to the howl.
Yep. Howl.
Oh, that bodes well. Goddamn, fuck this thing.
Right? More like fuck the dice roller, but we can't say that in character.
Unless you took the flaw, compulsion breaking the 4th wall.
But then I think John would kill me.
He didn't, I would.
All right. At that point, the warder comes through and he sniffs a couple times. And he says, or he just kind of nods at you guys. And he says, hunger being that size, so not certainly not easy to handle.
So September's going to shift to Hamid and put on her sunglasses. She says, well, it was easy enough for us.
Moon just shifts up to Hamid. You're a fucking liar.
Ash just kind of shifts to Hamid and kind of looks at him, looks at everybody. Well, I mean,
Brianna is, yeah, she'll shift.
we did what we were supposed to do, and we won. But you know, getting cocky about it isn't necessarily a good thing either.
Yep, Brianna shifts into Hamid, and as she speaks, oh my god, the Cockney is real. This is the most Cockney accent of Cockney accents. She'll say, sounds like we did a good job then.
I'll let Chis to Hamid as well. He looks a little hurt.
You want me to take care of that for you?
Please.
What's your rage?
4.
4. Oh yeah, W20 changed Mother's Touch to
Empathy.
intelligence, empathy. That's right.
Intelligence, empathy.
And you said your rage is what?
4.
4? Okay.
Is it perm rage or current rage?
That's a good question.
Then right the way up the 3 pyramids to.
I'd imagine permanent. So.
Yeah, I think it's permanent.
Sorry, I was just seeing if it was a little easier for you there.
If 4, I have 1 success.
Yeah.
Courtesy of 1s. Because 1s hate me.
Like, how is Arlette still, like, pretty that hurt?
No, she only took 3, so now she's just sitting at 2.
Is it aggravated?
Yes.
I don't know any gifts that can heal you, but I know modern medicine.
They said there was a very big.
That'll be fine. We heal fast.
I'm sure I can make you a guy's breath right quick, right?
Like I said, I'll be okay. Thank you, though.
Understood, right? Oh, I'm very sorry. And she'll expose her throat to everyone here, and she'll say, I forgot to introduce myself, everyone. I am Brianna Thomas, Standalone Complex, Glasswalker Theurge, Metasporn, and you can't see it, but I'm fucking crazy.
Ash just like
She nods.
blinks at her.
Cole relaxes down to the Hamid, kind of gives her a bit of stink eye, and just says, "Standalone complex.
Yes, right?
I wonder how someone gets such a deed name."
Would you like me to tell you, Ryan?
I would.
You see, there are many theurges that forget that the magic that they use is not truly theirs, it is that of the spirits. I was named Standalone Complex as a reminder to those theurges that the power that they wield is not truly theirs.
September will walk over and ruffle Brianna's hair. Say, well, you did good anyways, kid.
Aren't
Is that
you like the same rank? Like from what I heard you introducing, you're both the same rank. So, I mean,
It's because of her height.
Yep. Just Cole is Cole maintaining said stink eye?
He eases up a bit. You're more than welcome to P&E it if you'd like.
Sure. Let's give it a shot. And that is the wrong venue.
Jesus.
Oh shit! There's 3 successes.
3 successes, absolutely. Cole, in the way he holds himself and the way he speaks, shows signs of being someone from more of a traditional upbringing. And you can absolutely connect some dots and see here that perhaps the deed name Standalone Complex had put a certain wolf adage into his head that the lone wolf, the lone wolf dies while the pack survives.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
But like I said,
The
after
alpha-
hearing this story, he does ease up.
Yeah, he seems chill. All right, cool.
is it Alpha around or was it somebody else?
The warder is here currently.
Olivia's gonna look at him just like, I had to be here. I fell over. You knocked me over.
You seem to get back on your feet rather quickly.
The warder kind of raises his head, ears up, and he says, I suspect many will be having their reveling wind down. If you don't have a place to stay, there are some extra wagons set up.
September will bow to him, making sure when she bows, she'll actually keep her head up so her throat is bared. And she will say, "We thank you for your offer, Raya."
It has also happened in the middle of the night and in very deep water.
Yes, right, your offer
I'm not sure whether it came in
was generous.
particular conditions.
And Arlette will turn to the rest of the group and say, I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. I am Arlette Boisclair, also known as Howls with Thunder, Foster, Shadow Lord, Bayard, born on 2 legs.
I guess you guys can know my good name, but I'm Olivia Bright, Hamid, Bergaback. She takes a really deep breath and sighs really deep and says, my good name is Moon Moon.
Ash kind of cocks her head like, huh? That's a strange deed name.
Standalone Complex turns to Moon Moon because she knows exactly what the fuck that means.
How did you earn such a deed name, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, you saw, I'm a little clumsy.
Me?
By a little clumsy, I trip almost every time I come into a room. Or if I'm carrying anything or if anybody bumps into me.
But what does clumsy and tripping have to do with the moon?
to me. I am also a glass walker. I thought it would be funny.
He says it's
I
a
also-
meme, and like Ash looks so confused.
Oh, you're a lupus, aren't you?
I am born on 4 legs. Yes.
Okay. So, are we in the Umbra?
We're on the I think.
On the bond.
So,
on the material side.
Okay. So, she's gonna pull out her phone and show her pictures of tripping huskies over other. I look like this more often than not.
Why?
Because I'm clumsy.
You should work on that. Work on not being clumsy. It's beneficial for you and for everyone else. No, how do you say it? No offense, right? And she kind of looks at Arlette.
Arlette will not.
No offense. Oh, she just kind of looks around. By the way, I am walks through the ashes, daughter of Pegasus, born on 4 legs, under a full moon. Bostern.
September looks over with interest and bares her throat to who walks through the ashes.
She also
Cole lifts his shirt to bare his belly. Bostrom.
Mhm.
Are they doing all of this in Helmet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me say cheese, and I thought I was weird. She's trying to make a joke. The crowd.
Just internally, Cole is like, she's a ragabash, she's a ragabash, she's a ragabash, she's a ragabash.
Rule one of comedy, know your audience.
I mean, I
So
just met
September-
my audience, so
So September looks around at the group and then at the warder and says, Honorable Raya, if we have your permission, I would like to see if my prospective packmates would like to go hunting, as it is a day of revelry for the moot, and obviously I would like to procure some food for the pack.
Ash kind of looks over and looks kind of excited about that particular question. I'd join you if able.
He nods and says, the hunting is certainly permitted. More than likely, the Gru will regather again tomorrow night to recognize any and all celebrations from as a result of tonight, as well as to share in any hunts, whether it be stories or bounty.
She will again bow, bare throat, and she will lift her shirt to bare her belly as is proper and say, We thank you, honored elder. And she will back up 3 steps and then turn to face her to say, Well, who wants to go hunting?
Asha will take her breed form as a way to say, I'm ready.
Um,
I'm useless when fighting, so I'm good.
Cole will lower his shirt and nod to him. Totally fucking ready to go to hunt, yeah! See the hype in his face.
So, standalone complex. Percy says, "Thank you, Naya," and then she shall approach. She'll approach September and ask, "Out of character, what was your character's deed name?"
River runs clear.
Okay. And she'll ask, "River runs clear. Was that an open invitation, or?"
And she'll say, "Oh, it was open to all of us."
All right. And she'll take her lupus form too.
Tem will spend a rage to go down into lupus instantly.
Cole will take his time, which is, I will remind everyone, is an awful, awful display of crunching.
And then September will look around to see if anybody else wants to go, and if not, she's going to bound off into the forest to go hunting.
Ash will give another quick look around and nose to the ground and follow her tribe mate.
Yep. Oh, what she will do before she leaves, though, she's going to exchange numbers with the other glasswalker.
Oh yeah. Just like calling somebody who knows their way around the phone.
Oh, yeah. I have to learn how to do that.
And if everybody's gone hunting, I guess we can end the scene there if everybody's good. I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, that will wrap up our opening scene for the Chaos in London, as well as our first moot in the first moot of the year. Thank you, players, for playing, and watchers for watching.